Hello and welcome to Season 4, Episode 6 of our career mode, where we try and go from obscurity to Champions League glory. My name's Ashley, and today on the episode, we're still with Torquay. You may have expected a change in branding, change in logo. After 8 interviews, none of them came through. I didn't get offered any jobs at all. We signed a new contract with Torquay, an improvement of around £250 a week, taking us into £1,200 a week. And today on the episode, we've got FC Halifax at home and Southport away in the Vanarama National League. Form since you were last with us has been rather good if we have a look at it. You were last here for the 2-0 defeat at Ebbsfleet. Since then, we've won every single game. We beat Maidenhead 2-1 with goals from Buckale, Mellor and McFarlane, and it was a close run thing. We managed to hold off at 2-1 to see the 3 points through. We then beat Bury, who are one of our big playoff rivals, 2-0, a comfortable 2-0 with goals from Buckale, Mellor and Young. An away performance of some class against Maxwood. We dominated the whole game, only letting in a consolation goal last minute. Goals from Morton, Buckale, Mellor and Ben Rowthorne, who filled in for that game. But Rowthorne and Whelan, as you can see, are the two centre midfielders for that because of small injuries and maybe a suspension, I think. No, just injuries for Andrews and Young. So they filled in and we had a really good performance. We then played Halifax, who are high up in the league with us, in the FA Trophy second round, and won. Goals from Simpson and Buckale, Mellor, 2 from him, seeing us through on the day. We had then got drawn against Fylde in the third round, which you can see we've got another double header there later on, which means today, as things stand in the competition, we are in 7th place in the playoffs, 1 point ahead of 8th place, but a win could take us all the way up to 4th place. It's all to play for. We definitely need the points. There's only 18 games to go now. It's starting to look more and more like we've got a battle on our hands. The team for today then is Durrell in goal, a back four of Eade, Simpson, Madden and Sake. Finney, Young and Andrews are the midfield. Morton, Buckhammer and Reid replaces McFarlane up front. He seems to be enjoying that role. McFarlane is on the bench though, should we need him and want to bring him on. We've got rid of the keep ball possession instruction. We've gone back to a more standard just pass into space on its own. The idea being, as it was when we first started the season and we're playing so well, if we get ahead 1-0, then we can start keeping possession, keeping the ball a bit more, and look to frustrate teams. Let's get on with this game. Of course, having played them away from home in the Cup and winning 3-2, you never win Cup and League. It's well known in management games. If you win in the Cup, you lose in the League and vice versa. So we're probably expected to lose this one, but Young does well to win the ball back, gives it to Simpson, to Finney. Young getting himself into some space. Reid, through ball to Andrews, who volleys it, and Gaston, unfortunately for us, was perfectly positioned just to grab the ball nicely. Young picks it up. Andrews to Young. He's got Reid available, who chests the ball down. It falls to Morton, who's in the box, and another save from Gaston denies us going 1-0 up. We've had 2 clear-cut chances in the first 13 minutes of the game. Are we going to live to regret not putting one of those away? Finney to Andrews to Finney. This highlight's still going on. Young, Finney to Young. He's got Andrews. Andrews can put the ball in, but it's passed back to Gaston by Smith, and Gaston can clear the danger. Amazingly, this highlight is still going on, which makes me wonder, we are going to live to regret missing those chances, because they could get a goal here. If they do, it'd be fuming, and they've put it wide. That was a long highlight. For those of you who saw the last episode, long highlights normally result in goals. I'm glad this one didn't, although it should have done. We should have had at least one. And early in this game, we are looking the better side. We're having more possession, more shots on target, and the territory seems to be slightly in our favour as well. Sake picked up a little bit of a knock, but wins the ball. Finney, Young. Young looks forward to Reid. Reid's got the overlap of Morton if he wants him. It's a great tackle by their chap. But Simpson, they play the ball forward. Simpson cuts out the pass. Morton runs infield. He's got Andrews available. Andrews with a poor pass. Luckily, the ball is not well played by Halifax, and we get the ball back again. Simpson winning it. Morton's arriving at the back post. Buckhelmela is there for yet another goal, another assist from Callum Morton. That is basically the way we've been scoring goals this season. It's 1-0, 35 minutes into the game, and this is what we do. We hold the ball in with Young, Andrews and Finney, look to get a ball over the top to Morton or Buckhelmela, and hope that somebody's arriving at the back post, because that seems to be working for us at the moment. As we get to half-time, 1-0 up is where we hoped to be. We could have easily been 2 or 3 up. We've been by far the better side. 3 clear-cut chances in the game. No need for any changes at the moment, but we might look to go to keep possession shortly, depending on let's see how the first 5 minutes of this game goes before we go to keep ball. Although they're having a lot of territory, we're going to see how this highlight goes. And then probably, we've given away a penalty. Can you believe it? Chapman steps up. Durrell with the save, and we're going to take that opportunity to go and retain possession. We might look to bring Whelan on, or Rowthorne soon. Maybe McFarlane up front, give us some more legs up higher up the pitch. They're having chances, they're having all the play. We just need to hang on for another 5 minutes before I make the changes. We'll look to make it at around 65 minutes. That tactical change seems to have meant all the territory is happening in their half of the pitch, which is what I like to see. 70 minutes, a bit later than anticipated, but Rowthorne is coming on, and so is Whelan. Which way around should we go? We'll go that way around. $80 minutes, last change. Better is coming on for Madden. Hold off for another 2 minutes. A nice, easy, controlled 1-0 victory. We've been much the better side. Hopefully this is the last highlight, the final whistle highlight. Although, maybe we score. No, Morley pays back to Gaston, and they come away with Thompson. That's 93 minutes, and that's the full-time whistle. It's all over. Another win, a 4th straight league win. 12 points from a possible 12. Meaning we are now in 5th place with 51 points, closing in on the teams above, pushing away from falling out the playoffs. We'll be back shortly for the game against Southport away in the Vanarama National League. And so here we are, ready for the next game against Southport. We're away from home, no real changes. It's the same back 4, it's the same midfield 3, it's the same front 3, and the goalkeeper is the same. So let's get into today's second game. And this great win we're on. Southport are lower in the league. You were there, I think, for the first game against these. Yeah, they're 23rd in the league. You saw us win 1-0 at our place against this lot. I'd say we're a better team now. Things are just flowing better, people working better together. So I think you could be in for another win. On the back of 4 straight wins, why would I doubt that we are not going to win this one? Simpson, I was going to say, is absolutely brilliant since this season. He's been our #1 centre-back all year. But he missed that header, and he could be punished, and I'm going to be quiet now because I have just been put in my place. We're 1-0 down. I thought we were going to win 1 minute in, and the 2 things I said, 1, that we were going to win comfortably, and 2, that Simpson is a great player, has just accumulated into an absolute pile of nothingness. Does nothingness come in a pile? Probably not. Either way, I was wrong. We're losing 1-0. The pressure has suddenly gone up because this is a team we're expected to win against, and we're 2-0 down. Turner fires in from 23, 24 yards. Durrell probably should have got a hand to it. Yeah, Durrell should have done better there. And 15 minutes in, we haven't had a shot. We are getting absolutely pummeled by a team that's not as good as us. We've had a shot, finally. We've got a corner. Andrews to deliver. Looks wide to Finney, who gives it back to Andrews, who can deliver. And Reed turns it in. No, Simpson turns it in. He makes up for his mistake earlier in the game with his first ever senior goal. To 1. Can we grab another one before half time? It's looking unlikely. Half time comes. Or does it? Yes, it does. 2-1. It's not been the first half we hoped for. We might have to start looking to be a bit more aggressive. We've got the ball down this right-hand side. Sake, Reed to Sake, who whips the ball in, and unfortunately straight down the throat of the keeper, Halstead, who's not done much today. He's not been tested much. Surridge. Devine to Fletcher. They've got attacking position here, and Surridge is in again. He's a big lad, you can tell, and that could have easily been 3-1, but we've now got the free kick. Sake to Young. Through ball, poor through ball. Dixon cuts out. Halstead hoofs it clear. Brought down by Simpson, who uses Young, who uses Buckholm-Mella. Can he beat his man? You bet he can. He can whip a ball in as well, but straight into the arms of Halstead again. Pressure coming on though. It's all us. We're the teams coming forward. But the counter-attacking nature of Southport could give them the opportunity. Finney clears only as far as Devine. O'Sullivan in the middle whips it over to Fletcher. Anton Eade with his second yellow card, you feel. That is going to reduce us to 10 men. Not quite sure now how we go forward from here. I think Finney is probably going to have to come off. Madden can move over. Suke, if he's on the bench, he's not. Yeah, Jack Simpson can move over to left back. Finney can drop back. Finney will come off. Better will come on. And we're going to have to start looking to move forward a bit quicker, you feel. We've got the ball. Better over the top, trying to find Buckhill-Mayer. Does. Can he whip across in? He can. Nearly got to Reed. This time it goes all the way through with no luck. Goes back to Sake, to Young, to Andrews, who trying to find Reed, but Jackson is there to cut it out. And they're now coming forward on this counter-attack. Numbers flowing forward. It's going to be 3, you feel, and it is. They had, what, 1, 2, 3, they had about 7 players in that counter-attack. You know, obviously they're looking to counter-attack. We're the better team. We like to control the ball. We like to keep possession. Three minutes left, and they've hit the post. A disappointing end to our run of 4 wins in a row. Buckhill-Mella trying to whip across in. His crossing is his weakness. He's a good finisher, but he can't cross a ball. Looks like that's going to be it. As I said, disappointing. Eade with another red card. He does get a lot of bookings and a lot of dismissals. It's all over here at Southport. As I say, disappointing not to get something from the game. You'd expect that we get something from that game, to be honest. But never mind, we move forward. I am having difficulty against the teams lower in the league. Maybe if you have an idea of something I could do, perhaps to be a bit more aggressive against them. Maybe drop down to standard and just try and beat them that way. Interesting. Something to think about. The league table, as you see at the end of the episode, we're still in 6th place. We're still 2 points ahead of falling outside the relegations, the playoff positions. These teams are starting to pull a few points clear from us. But overall, we are in a good position. The next episode, you're with us. You can see we've got Woking and Fylde next. We've got Billericay, which is a big one. I suggest we do Billericay and Solihull Moors, back to our old club again. That'll be the next game. Billericay and next episode, Billericay and Solihull Moors. Like this episode if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more of our career mode, and thank you very much for watching.